Namaskar. Welcome back to the example number 2 for the event Health and Longevity. In this example, we had a detailed discussion on a female chart in the previous video, wherein we studied a female chart who was suffering from cervical cancer and she got the recovery by removal of the uterus. We had a detailed discussion with the help of the EPS tables in the previous video. The same example we are going to study with the help of the PILT table, how these favorable and unfavorable key planets are supporting to find the destiny and also timing of event. Now, what you have to keep it in mind, the event what you're talking about is have got two things. One thing is suffering from cervical cancer and also recovery by way of surgery. So it means that destiny should support for both, dasa should support for both, and the Buddhi Lord also should support for both problem and also recovery. So in the favorable antra, that recovery should happen. So let us check how this PILT table is supportive for finding such things. Please understand, please keep it in mind. Studying the EPS table is the ultimate one. So by way of level-wise combined study, grouping of the houses and all, we can easily find only with the EPS tables. Once you get confident or experience when studying the EPS table, you please kindly follow this PILT table, because PILT table is an important tool wherein you will find all the rulers and also support planets with their names and respective colors also. So once you get confident in that EPS table, then if you study that, it will be more useful in finding the rulers link and PILT connections, all these things. Even it has gone opportunity or has gone some benefit advantage in the PILT table that you can do the study on the EPS tables and house grouping tables also from the PILT table. So all the options are there, but always it is recommended to study the EPS table, then you check the PILT table. So now let us start examining with the help of the PILT table. Example number 2, cervical cancer. We are going to study with the help of the PILT table. Now let us examine with the PILT table for the example 2 for the event cervical cancer and removal of the uterus for the recovery from the cervical cancer. Now let us examine the PILT table. This is the birth chart of that female native, example number 2. Now let us go to the PILT table and check the key planets and the PILT table, how far it is useful in finding the destiny and the Dasabhukti period for the event. You can see in the home page, as I said in the previous example 1, in the software, you can see that HG, that is house grouping button. If you click that house grouping button, you will go to the house grouping page where you will get that house grouping and key planets. Many menus are there. Just I'm directly going to the PILT because we are going to talk about PILT only now. So in that PILT, you can see the key planet shades of all the 9 planets as per the software's automated colors. It will be coming. You can see many planets are having this pink shade. So we'll not be able to differentiate. So, for that, what we have done, we have already given by manual study in the previous video, we have given our colors as per our understanding. These are the colors we selected in the previous video while we are studying the EPS tables. The same colors let us use here for our, for the continuation of that video, we can use the same colors, so that will be more useful for learning. If you wish to use the same colors, you can use as it is also, but I would like to use these colors. Now you can see for that what we have to do, instead of using these automated colors, to use the colors what we have given, you can use this button, use EPS colors. It means use the colors which we given in the EPS page. Use EPS colors. Once you clicked, all the colors have changed to the colors what we have assigned. Then you can click KP check all, you can click, or you can select the planet, which are the planets you want to find their role in the planets as a ruler, or suppose you can select those planets alone in on all column or in any columns. But I wish now we can also go with the KP check all. It means all the planets will be selected automatically, and all the planets in the PILT table will also get selected. You can see all the planets are, selected, and all the planets are getting the respective colors in the rulers and also in supports columns. Now what we are going to do? So we have to check the out of the 9 planets, you can see Sun is red, light red, Rahu also light red, and Saturn is also light red, and Mercury is dark red, because the color 6, 12, 7, 11 and Lagna Kaspal Sublord. So based on the study, we have given these colors. And you can see Jupiter. Jupiter is 12th lord occupying 8th house, 2, 6 star lord, and 5, 6, 11 and 12 sublord. It means it has got 5th Kaspal sublord also, which is favorable for the recovery, and also it is 11th Kaspal sublord. Being the Chara Lagna, 11th house has been considered as the Badhaga, but when it is connected to 5, 5 and 11 is supportive for Badhaga, but also for recovery. Because 11th house is in general to his favor to the Lagna. So when it is connected to 5, it is supportive for recovery, because Badhaga Lord also required for such a surgery and treatment for the along with the 5th house. So 5, 6, 11, 12, they are all indicating mixed signification. So this planet Jupiter is having favorable 5 Kaspal sublord, along with that all the unfavorable houses also. So Jupiter is going to play combined, it is going to play the mixed, role, both favorable and unfavorable. And Rahu represents Jupiter is second occupant, 3, 8 Kaspal sublord. So Rahu is not detrimental, but 3 and 8 Kaspal sublord. 8 means 8 sublord is supportive for the 6 and 8 are supportive for the problem in the health, because 6 is further aggravated by 8th house, and it can lead to increase in the aggravation of the health issues, or it can lead to surgery also, right? So now, apart from that light red or dark red and pink, we can see that that blue color, because blue color planets are 1, 2, 3. There is no green. Blue means 4, 5, 9 and second occupant and 12th sublord. 12th star lord. 5, 9 are good houses for the recovery. Venus is the 5 and 9. Along with that 4, 2, 12, it has got some weakness, so it has got blue. It is not given the green. And moon also, it is 7th lord occupying 4th house, Lagna star lord, and 2 and 9th Kaspal sublord. It is these 7, 4, 2 are not unfavorable for the health on their own, but Lagna and 9th Kaspal sublord is supportive for the health. Similarly, Mars, 3rd lord, 10th lord, 11th lord occupying 10th house. This is not only 3rd lord, this is also 11th lord. This is Badhaga lord also occupying 10th house, but 5 and 9 Kaspal star lord. So this is supportive for some recovery also. Being the Badhaga lord and being Mars, it is supportive for recovery by way of some treatment or surgery. So the favorable key planets are only Venus, Moon and Mars. Next favorable key planet, we can say Jupiter, which is not completely favorable. It is supportive for treatment, but with the troubles, right? So this is a mixed key planet. All the other Mercury, Rahu, Sun are all, unfavorable. They're all, Saturn, they're all having unfavorable, non-supportive houses for the treatment, right? So now what we have to do that, we have to check the destiny. Destiny means what? Lagna, sublord. Lagna, sublord, Mercury, and Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord is Saturn and Lagna sublord is Mercury. Let us check the Lagna sublord Mercury. Lagna sublord Mercury is in the star of Moon. 2A level also Moon. This is fine. Sublord planet is Jupiter. It means what? Lagna sublord itself has got weakness because his 6th lord, 12th occupant, 7 and 11, and Lagna sublord representing Ketu occupying 8th house, right? So, Mercury is a mixed significator. Though it is Lagna sublord, that itself is self-afflicted planet and having got Saturn, Rahu in their rulers, which are all causing more affliction to the Mercury. That is Lagna sublord. Lagna sublord in the star and 2A level of Moon is favorable, though it is 7 and 4, it is having favorable grouping. Along with that, it has got other blue color, Venus and Mars are also in supports. So it is indicating supportive for the Lagna and unfavorable are reduced, but at the same time, the sublord planet Jupiter is a mixed one. It is supportive for aggravation of the health issues and also recovery. So the result planet is talking about recovery by way of, further aggravating the issues and also recovery. That Jupiter is there in the support of all the planet star lord and 2A level forming the ruler link. It means what? This Lagna sublord, though it has got weakness, that is being further supported by Jupiter, is aggravating. Jupiter is going to increase, aggravating the Mercury is unfavorable, and also it is going to give support by way of 5th house. The two sublords. So the result is going to be given by the Jupiter by way of recovery with some troubles. So the same way the Jupiter also in the star of Moon, which is also favorable and further supported by Venus and Mars. Jupiter also further supported by Venus and Moon. So that Moon is present, passing ruler link. So favorable houses also, ruling the Lagna sublord, and unfavorable also placed placed in the supports. And Jupiter, which is indicating both unfavorable and also recovery, which is passing ruler link, that to ruling the sublord. It indicates destiny is supportive for health issues, but further not supported by the star level planet. That star lord is also further influenced by the Rahu and Saturn. So, but sublord planet is further supportive for aggravating the issue and also recovery. So that way, this Lagna sublord is supportive for some health issues, but finally recovery. I think you are able to understand. So that way, the Lagna sublord Mercury. Now the Lagna Lord also we can check. Lagna Lord Saturn in the star of Mercury, sub of Saturn in the star, star Lord of the sublord again Mercury. So it means Lagna Lord Saturn in the star of Mercury, which is seriously indicating some problem. Lagna Lord is in the star of Mercury, which is unfavorable, but in the star of Moon, it is supported. But sublord against Saturn, so that is further supported by the star lord of the sublord. So Lagna Lord is weak, and Lagna sublord is having some strength at the star level and 2A level, but further decided by the Jupiter is a mixed significator. So it indicates destiny on the Lagna is supportive for the health issues. 1, 6th house, 8th house, 12th house are connected, and 5 and 11 Badhagal are also connected. 5, 3, 5, 9 are also strongly signified at the sub level and star level, forming ruler link. It is supportive for both problem and also recovery. That is what it is indicated by the destiny. So the native is destined to have health issues, and it is also supportive for recovery by way of the Moon and Jupiter. Now what we have to see that we have studied the destiny. Now we have to study the Dasa Lord, in which Dasa the native was suffering from such issues. The native, during which Dasa the native was suffering, and also she got recovery by way of surgery. She was running Jupiter Mahadasa. During Jupiter Dasa only, she got the recovery by way of surgery. Jupiter Dasa should support for both problem and also recovery. And in the Bugdi Lord, when one Bugdi, that the native should have that serious health issues or that aggravation of the health issue should have started during one Bugdi. And one Bugdi which is having both favorable and unfavorable, or it will support for the recovery also. During that Bugdi, that native would have gone surgery for the recovery, because when we are talking about recovery, that period should support for health issues and also recovery. During the favorable antra, it will support for the recovery by way of surgery. Now what we have to see, Jupiter is the Dasa Lord. As we already discussed, Jupiter is the mixed planet which has got both favorable and unfavorable, and 5th cuspal sublord and 11th cuspal sublord. That planet is the Dasa Lord, and star level, 2A level, all are Moon, Venus and Mars. You can see Moon, Venus, Moon in the sign of Venus. These two planets are important planets for uterus functions. And that I think that the Moon in the sign of Venus, Venus is in the sign of Jupiter, and that Venus is in the watery sign Pisces. So all connected to the uterus functions. And Venus is conjoined with Saturn and aspected with Jupiter also, I hope so. Then Jupiter in the star of, these are all favorable. You can see Jupiter is passing ruler link to all levels. It means what? The destiny planet, Jupiter, that Jupiter is represented by which planet? Rahu, right? So the destiny planet, sorry, not destiny planet, Dasa Lord planet is having the destiny's mixed key planet. Lagna sublord Mercury in the sub of Jupiter, which is favorable for the recovery along with the trouble. That is actually unfavorable key planet with which is also having favorable. That Jupiter itself is playing role and forming ruler link to the other levels. It is indicating it is supportive for health issues, aggravation of the health issues. And during that favorable or mixed Bugdi, which is having that unfavorable significations and also favorable significations, during that Bugdi, the native will have the recovery during the favorable antra. Now that Jupiter in the star and 2A level all are ruled by Moon, since Moon is ruling many levels, let us check the sub-sublord of the Jupiter. Jupiter's sub-sublord is Venus. Venus is a free planet also. So definitely the role of Venus will be significant by way of sub-sublord also for Jupiter. So what is the role? What is the role of Jupiter in this? Let us check. So let us take that sub-sublord of the Jupiter is Venus. So what is the signification of Venus? Let us check. Venus is the 459-212. So it is a blue planet. It is a favorable planet. So Venus is ruling at the sub-sublord and is a favorable key planet, and all the rulers are having the Venus. So it means Venus will have Moon also definitely, because Venus in sign only Moon is present. So that Moon also will give the ruler link to the Venus. It means in the Jupiter Dasa, the unfavorable key planet, which is the unfavorable key planet, making that Dasa is, weak. Jupiter is mixed one and representing Rahu, second occupant, 3-8 cuspal sublord. So the Jupiter, Rahu, importantly, these two planets are the unfavorable, and also this is plus and minus, favorable with the recovery. Rahu is the unfavorable key planet, also playing role at all levels, and also Saturn. Saturn is afflicting all the levels by way of supports. Saturn is another unfavorable key planet, 8th lord occupying Lagna, 4-8 cuspal star lord. So Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, these are the unfavorable key planets, making that Dasa Lord weaker. Jupiter in the sign of Mercury, Mercury also strongly unfavorable, that is also playing role, influencing the Jupiter. But more than that, Jupiter, Rahu, Saturn are the unfavorable key planet. Out of them, Jupiter is plus and minus. It is unfavorable, along with that, it is ready to give a recovery because it is 5th cuspal sublord planet. And favorable key planets are Venus and Moon right? These two planets are strongly playing role. And of course, Mars also can join hands. These blue planets are favorable. Out of them, Moon and Venus are strongly playing role as a ruler for the Jupiter. So now what we have to do that we have to check in Jupiter Dasa which Bugdi would have given the trouble in the health issues. If you see in the Jupiter Dasa, Jupiter Bugdi would have not given trouble. But Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bugdi you check. Saturn in the star of Mercury and 2A level is Moon is fine. And again Saturn sublord, Mercury the star lord of the sublord. Saturn, Mercury, Saturn and of course Mercury also playing role representing the Jupiter. Na? Look at Mercury. Star Lord Mercury is unfavorable. Saturn is Lagna Lord. So during this period, definitely the native would have started facing the problem. During that Saturn period, slowly it would have developed. So this period is indicating trouble to the health under Jupiter Dasa. Under Mercury Bugdi, it is not indicating any sort of problem because Mercury is weak, but 2A level and the 2A level and second level and 2A level are favorable, supported by Venus. Sub-level is Jupiter is mixed one, forming rural link. So it is all supportive for recovery. So during this period, it will not give any trouble strongly. Somehow it will be balanced because Star Lord is fine. Sub-Lord also it is plus and minus, right? So during Mercury, it's not a problem. Then during Ketu in the star of Sun is 8148. So Ketu is mixed one. So Ketu, Sun, Rahu, Venus, and star lord of the sublord is Mercury. In this, you can see our strong favorable key planet Jupiter, Rahu, or Saturn. They are not playing role in the rulers. So this planet is indicating some weakness. It is not strongly indicating any trouble. So we cannot take this planet is strongly unfavorable to act as the Bugdila to give trouble to the native and also recovery. Sublord is fine. Venus, it is indicating it is going to give recovery because the favorable K planet of the Dasa Lord Venus is playing role here at the sub-level and forming ruler link. Source and the 2A level, but not at the star lord. But still, the troubles are not indicated at the star level planet because unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord should be playing role, importantly, Jupiter role, Rahu, and because Jupiter role is important because Jupiter is going to give both, favorable and unfavorable. The two Dasa Lord's favorable key planet is Jupiter. The Jupiter's role is important, not even it is not in the rulers, because it is a free planet, its role is limited. It can be in the rulers or it can be in the planet and star level, importantly in supports. That is also not there. Planet there, but star level, it is not having that Jupiter. And moreover, that planet should indicate problem in the health. Then that sublord is supportive for the recovery. So problem happened, health issues aggravated and result given by the sublord for the recovery. But that is not the case. So Ketu is not strong enough to give serious health issues. But sublord is supportive for the recovery, even if it is mild issues are present. And Venus is the fifth cuspal, fifth lord, no? It is a, 5 and 9 cuspal lord. In the star of Mercury, Mercury is talking about some problem, right? Mercury is talking about 6, 12, 7, and 11. 2A level planet is supportive and Rahu sublord planet is talking about some weakness. So Venus, we can choose because the unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord, Jupiter, Rahu, Saturn, that Rahu, Saturn are playing role and Jupiter is playing role for the Rahu because Rahu represents Jupiter. And favorable key planet is Venus and Moon are playing. So that way we can choose this. And this Sun is not having any our Venus or Moon in their rulers. Only all having that red color planet. So it can give trouble to the health. It is not indicating any recovery because we need a planet, the Bugdi Lord, it will support for the trouble and also support for the recovery. So it should indicate both unfavorable and favorable, especially in the sublord. That moon is not going to give any trouble. It is favorable. And Mars is a good planet. I mean, in the star of Saturn is not good. Mercury all indicating trouble, but the role of Venus is not playing role, because Venus is important key planet that is not playing role here. So that is also not very strong. And our Rahu also not playing role here. Rahu or Saturn, Jupiter is not playing, and Rahu also not playing role straight away. But Saturn is playing role, but still that Venus role is not there. And Rahu, let us take Rahu representing Jupiter in the star of Saturn. Rahu in the star of Saturn is indicating some problem, and further supported by the Mercury, it is indicating the increase in the intensity of the health issues. The result planet is Venus, that is the favorable key planet of the Dasa Lord and the sub-level, and also forming ruler link, right? And you can see planet is having Jupiter, star lord is having Jupiter, and sublord is having Jupiter, because Venus in the sign of Jupiter. So all the rulers of the Dasa Lord, both unfavorable and favorable, are playing role in the order. That is most important. If you want, you can just, when you have such doubt, double click on this planet. Suppose you want to see the EPS table of this planet, keep the cursor on this grid and double click on the mouse. You will get the EPS table of this planet in the pop-up. You can see Rahu's signification and 2A level planet signification, star level, all planet signification one by one we can see. You can study from source, effect, result, combined level, and also you can see the planet in supports. You can see Rahu has got Jupiter, aspected by Jupiter, right? And Jupiter is the sign lord for Rahu also. And you can see Rahu having got Venus in conjunction. Venus is sublord also. So Venus is present here. So Venus is passing ruler link from sublord to planet. Saturn also having Venus. It is passing ruler link. So that sublord planet, favorable key planet, is passing ruler link to the planet and star level. And moreover, you can see planet is in the star of Saturn, Lagna Lord in the star of Mercury, 1, 2, 10, 4, 10, 6, 12, 11, and 10, all indicating aggravation of the health issues. And that Rahu itself is talking about 3 and 8 cuspal sublord supported by Jupiter. Result is Venus is supportive for the recovery. It is passing ruler link to the all levels. That way, the key planets of the Dasa Lords are strongly playing role in the Rahu. Venus also having, you can see Rahu in the sub of Venus. Venus is in the sub of Rahu. But there is a difference. What is the difference? Here, that Rahu in the star of Saturn, Saturn the star of Mercury, all these three are red planets indicating that health issues are aggravated. Result is talking about the recovery. Here it is not like that. It is starting from the recovery. It is in the, as it goes from top to down, that result is talking about the problem. So this is not the one which is going to give recovery during its Bukti. Bukti Lord should be having the both the signification, that because the health should have started in some other Bukti. But when during that Rahu Bukti only, the natives unfavorable are increased, and the result planet Venus is supportive for giving his signification for the recovery. That Venus is the strong favorable key planet of the Dasa Lord for the recovery, right? So that way Venus is playing at the sub-level, and Rahu representing Jupiter and also having connection to the Venus is very good significator for the trouble and also recovery. So Jupiter Dasa, Rahu Bukti is strong enough to increase the intensity of the problem and also for the recovery. When the recovery is going to happen by way of surgery, that period should aggravate the situation. The doctor should advise to go for the recovery by only way of removal. So other surgery, some surgical removal of the organ for the treatment, the Bugdilad should support for, if the aggravation is not happening, then they will not going to go, they are going to suggest for any such recovery by way of surgery. So that Rahu planet is supported for such aggravation and resulted by the Venus is supportive for the recovery. That is also further supported by Jupiter at all levels. Jupiter is the strong, favorable plus unfavorable key planet, which is ruling, and Rahu also to all levels by supports, and other favorable key planets, Venus and Moon also playing, that Venus is ruling at this sub-level, and that Venus is having Moon also here, and more than Moon, Venus is strong because Venus is 5th Lord and 9th Lord. So that is a free planet. So that is having Jupiter also in its supports. So that way it is very good. So during that Rahu Bugdi, in which antra that recovery would happen? The Bugdilad's favorable key planets, which are talking about the treatment or recovery, which are the favorable key planets in the Bugdilad. Dasalad we have selected. Bugdilad Rahu also, I mean, it is better for both troubles and also recovery. Recovery is indicated by which planet? Venus. And Jupiter, obviously, it is going to be there in supports. Venus is the planet which is the favorable key planet. I mean, we're talking about the, recovery in the Bugdilad. The Salad also Venus only, right? And that Venus is playing role at the sublord. So during that Rahu Bugdi, which antra will give the recovery? Definitely Venus antra only. Because the antra lord is Venus itself in the star of Mercury. Mercury is talking about some health issues. Venus is good, and star lord planet Mercury is talking about issues, and 12-level planet is Moon, our other favorable key planet. It is supportive for the recovery. And Mercury also having the Jupiter, and Venus also having Jupiter, and 12-level also having Jupiter. And sublord is Rahu. Please understand, the Antra Lord, if it is having the strong favorable key planets of the Bugdi Lord in its ruler, especially, and source and effect, if it is having, that is enough to act as the Antra Lord under the Bugdi Lord. Because Antra Lord, Venus, is going to give its effect under the Rahu Bugdi. What Rahu is talking about? Rahu is talking about the recovery by of treatment, a surgery through the sublord. When that sublord is a free planet, itself is playing role and further supported by the Jupiter and Moon, and Star Lord is talking about some health issues, and that Mercury, that Star Lord planet, is having that Jupiter also in its ruler, in its support, it is supported, and that star lord is unfavorable or reduced by Moon 12-level planet. So that way, that Venus is the only better planet having got such favorable significations, and also it is supportive for the, it is having the key planets of the Bugdi Lord. You can see Ketu also having the key Venus in the sublord. But it is talking about the problem, then only recovery. But that is already done by the Rahu. Rahu Bugdi is already given green signal for the problem. But which is going to give the issue, the recovery, the planet which should have the Venus in the rulers to give the recovery. Being the Venus is a free planet, its role as a star lord is not possible because it is a free planet, untenured planet. So the Bugdil, the Antara Lord should either the Venus or Antara Lord should be in the sub of Venus, provided the Antara Lord source planet is not unfavorable. Correct? I am talking about the Antara. Because in the Venus Bugdi, the native did not face any problem. She would have faced a problem definitely during the Venus period, but it did not support for any recovery by way of treatment or surgery. That is promised only by Rahu. Then that is been executed by the Venus as the Antara. I hope you are able to understand. So when you studied with the EPS table, that would have given more clarity by way of a level-wise study. What you have to keep it in mind, the Dasa Lord's favorable key planet is Venus for recovery, and Jupiter by way of Jupiter and Rahu. Jupiter is talking about both favorable and unfavorable. It is supportive for the surgery by way of trouble and also recovery. So these are the favorable key planet. Venus and Moon are the strong favorable key planet. So the planet which are having this Venus in its ruler, they are going to be strong enough to support for the recovery during the period. But recovery in the sense, the planet should have the trouble, then recovery. Here, Rahu, star level, 12 level, forming troubles, then indicated by the recovery by the sublord. That sublord Venus is passing ruler link also. That way it is giving its support to the other levels, which are also weak. This planet is supportive for trouble, resulted by the treatment, by the recovery by Jupiter. Venus supported by Jupiter. During this book, the other planet which is having the Venus in a ruler, that Ketu and Venus only. So in that Ketu, sublord only Venus. Here Ketu, Venus itself is playing. In this Rahu and Bugdi, that Venus Antra is a free planet. It is having that star level having some weakness, but 2A level is good. And also you can see Venus is also passing ruler link, and the sublord planet is Rahu having some weakness. Definitely it is not good, right? But Rahu also having that Venus in supports, forming ruler link. So that way, Venus is taking upper hand to act as the Antra. For the recovery, that Venus is supportive. For the problem, Rahu is supportive, further supported by the Venus. So Rahu is a mixed planet and Venus is going to be a supportive planet. So during Rahu Bugdi, the native suffered more problem, and during that Rahu Bugdi Venus Antra, the native experienced recovery by way of surgery. I think you are able to understand. So such way that PILT table will be useful in finding the key planets. You would have noticed how the key planets, that their role is present in the other levels by way of support, by Rasi Lord or the support planets, so that if the rulers are present in the supports, it is indicating its influence will be significant in other levels also by way of rulers link. So the destiny planets favorable and unfavorable, and Dasa Lords favorable and unfavorable. The other planet can have that strong key planets, other key planets also, but favorable and unfavorable key planets of the Dasa Lord, if it is playing a role, that is going to be more stronger. That is only going to give under the Dasa Lord, the Bugdi Lord, which is having the connection to the Dasa Lord by way of key planets, that only will support for that event. Under that, the Bugdi Lord, which Antra is having that key planets of the Bugdi Lord and also having got that grouping, then only it will support for such event by way of Antra. I think you are able to understand. We will meet in the next video. Good luck.